TikTok Shop for Affiliates is without a doubt the easiest, most fun, and most accessible side hustle that I have ever come across. And it's literally changing people's lives within just a couple of weeks of them trying it. But despite all that, some people do not want to try it because they believe that the only way to achieve success with it is by getting this out on camera, the face. For one reason or another, some people just are not confident enough to get out on camera, and I completely get that. You're sometimes putting yourself out for abuse, your workplace might not allow it, or you just might not feel confident enough to stand in front of the camera and start talking like I am. However, you can absolutely achieve success with TikTok Shop for Affiliates without ever getting your face on the camera. And in some cases, you don't even ever have to talk. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through step by step what you need to do if you want to start printing money with TikTok Shop for Affiliates without even showing your face once, and maybe without even talking. Now, before we dive into the tutorial, if you're new here, my name is Jansen Smith, and I've been doing all things content creation, e-commerce, making money online since 2018. So if any of those things sound your bag, don't forget to subscribe. And if you are brand new to TikTok Shop for Affiliates, you're just dipping your toe into that lovely piece of water, then don't forget to do my free piece of training, which walks you through exactly what you need to do step by step. You can find the link in the description below. Okay, so you want to give TikTok Shop for Affiliates a go, but you're not quite confident enough, or you're not ready at the moment to start filming yourself and putting your face on camera and on TikTok. Well, don't worry, there are literally thousands of creators out there that never show their faces once, and they are making an absolute fortune. An example of one is here, a guy I know called Sam. He makes £10,000 to £15,000 every single month, and he's never shown his face on his TikTok account. Okay, so let's first run through the equipment that you're gonna need if you want to make your faceless TikTok journeys as seamless and as successful as possible. So what you're gonna need to buy is something like this. Now, this is not by any means essential, but it will, without a doubt, make filming content for your faceless channel much more professional looking and much easier for you to do. Now, I know it looks very, very odd, and it is. It's the sort of contraption that you're probably never going to see anywhere else unless someone's talking about content creation, but it straps around your neck like this. And then this thing here is a little magnet. And all you do is you get your phone and you put it there like that, right? And you can see now, no matter what angle I move out or whatever I do, the phone stays there. Now, the purpose of this is so that you can start filming on your phone, and then you can show or demonstrate the product that you're promoting easily with two hands, right? So I'm going to try and do this, showing you guys what I mean. So you can see here, I've got this Red Bull can and both hands. So whilst I'm filming content, I can properly show off its features, right, with both hands, and I can say, look, it's got a pull top, and you know, it's made of metal or whatever. In contrast, if I didn't have this nerdy little contraption, what would happen is I'd be filming like this, and I'd be trying to use this Red Bull can, and I might, try and open it, and it just looks fiddly, and it's just not going to look anywhere near as good. So the only piece of equipment I would say that you need to really professionalize and make your faceless content channels as profitable and successful as possible is this. I will put the link for this below. Be warned, don't ever wear this out in public. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but you'll probably get some weird looks. Without a doubt, if you use it, it will make your faceless videos just look a lot more professional. You'll be able to demonstrate the product's features off a lot better, and your commissions will be higher as a result. The main advantage of doing content like this, so my face on camera, is it's naturally quite engaging, right? You guys are watching this now, and I'm able to keep the scene quite engaging by using my hands, by using different facial expressions, and anything to do with my movement. That is not something that you are going to have on faceless content, right? If I was not on the camera now and was just talking, you would just be looking at a wall behind me, and it wouldn't be that engaging. So that is something that you absolutely need to make sure that you cater for when you're doing your faceless content, right? You're going to have to make sure that every single second of the footage that you are showing on your TikToks is engaging. And the way to do that when you're not showing your face is by using B-roll. And that is where this comes in really handy, because it means that you can show and demonstrate the product and lots of different scenes as you're doing your storytelling, and you can keep the video as engaging as possible. Now, when I say B-roll, what I mean is what I'm showing now on the screen. So it's me continuing to talk, and I'm still here in the office, but you are looking at a different piece of footage on top of me talking, and that is called B-roll. So within your pieces of content, so on your TikToks, whenever you are doing faceless content, you must always be using B-roll that is as engaging as possible, and it needs to be changed, I would say, at the most every 5 seconds. If you can change it much more quickly than that, then great. But if you don't, then you run the risk of your content not looking engaging and people getting bored and scrolling on, resulting in you not making a sale. So what you must always do if you want to achieve top tier commissions with faceless content is, first of all, script what you are going to say. So write it out step by step, scene by scene. And next to each thing that you write, you need to describe what footage you're going to show. So the best way to achieve success with any TikTok is by first having a hook. So something that you say, something that you show in order to get somebody to stop scrolling. And then by building a story. So telling a story about a product that you are promoting, right? So what you absolutely should do, and you can use other pieces of content for inspiration, is write your story out. So let's just say, for example, we were promoting these Red Bull cans, right? So you could say something like, the other day I walked to the shops and I literally could not believe the prices that I saw. And then on top of that, you can use the B-roll that I'm showing now. So you walking to the shops, and then you could zoom in on high prices, right? I literally did this exact method the other day on my own channel where I was talking about toothbrushes, and I was complaining about the high prices in supermarkets. And all I did is filmed a little bit of footage in the supermarket of me pointing to a high price point for a toothbrush. It's as simple as that. Now, my number one tip to making engaging content with when it's faceless is, like I said, it's rotating and using as much B-roll as possible. Now, you might be thinking, well, does that mean that I'm going to have to be filming hours of content every single time that I'm promoting a new product? The answer is no, right? Every time you say in a new script that you write or a new video that you upload, I went to the shops, I went for a walk, whatever, you can use that same footage. You don't have to film fresh content every single time. So whenever you film B-roll on your phone, put it in a folder or upload it to your computer and save it, and just label it according to what it is. So walking to the shops or high price points or whatever. So the easiest way to get started with this is, like I say, write your script, which should be no longer than 3 paragraphs and should take no longer than 60 seconds to read out loud. And then for each sentence, if you can, come up with different ideas of B-roll that you can film, which you can demonstrate on the video as you're talking. Now, one of the easiest things to get B-roll of is the product, right? Which of course needs to feature in your video, but don't make the mistake of literally just showing the product the entire way through your piece of content, because it's going to end up being way too long. And there's only so many angles and ways that you can show a product on a piece of content. And the most successful TikToks that get lots of commissions and lots of sales will typically be between 30 and 60 seconds. So if you're just showing the product off for 60 seconds at a time, it's not going to be engaging. People are going to switch off from what you're talking about, the story that you're telling, and they'll scroll on. So you want to mix the footage of the product with footage of you going for walks, going to the shops, whatever it is that you're talking about within your story. Once you've finished your script and you've got all your ideas for your B-roll, you can head out and start filming. It's your decision whether you want to take this or not. I would highly recommend using it in the house. It's undecided whether you'd really need to use it when walking around the streets and trying to film footage of you know, your feet or going to the shops or whatever. Once you've finished writing your script and filming your B-roll, what you need to do is come home, set a tripod up, put your phone or your camera on it, point it at you, and then read through what you've written, read the script. Now, you might be asking, Jansen, why would I be doing that when this is faceless content? Well, there's 2 reasons. The first is I want you to get used to talking to a camera on your own with nobody else out there, as though you are going to be uploading it to TikTok. That's just so you can start building your confidence and start building your presentation skills, whatever, in case in the future you decide that you're now confident enough or you want to start doing face content, right? It just means that you're going to be way better at it when the time comes in the future, if that's something that you do want to do. Secondly, it means that editing on CapCut is going to be so much easier, right? Because you're going to be able to see the original footage, so what I'm doing now, or what you would be doing. And as you're skimming through the video, you can edit out any mistakes because you'll see the bits where you're like, oh, starting again or whatever. And you'll understand very quickly, based on your own memory of where you were in the script, when to place certain pieces of B-roll. Just trust me, having done this for years now, if you can film yourself, even though it's not going to be seen by anybody running through a script, it's going to be way quicker and easier when you're editing it versus just filming like this and all you can hear is you talking, right? Just trust me, it's going to be way quicker and easier. So once you've done that, that's when you will then upload the video to CapCut, or you open the CapCut app on your phone and start editing. The beautiful thing about TikTok Shop for Affiliates is that you can do everything on your phone. So I'm going to give you now a very quick tutorial of how to edit faceless content on the CapCut app. So if we load CapCut up, the first thing that you'll need to do is load the content of you just talking to the camera running through the script. So we can see here, that's what I've done. The first thing you'll need to do is edit out any pieces of breathing. So like what I just did there, any mistakes, any gaps, whatever, just so that it's you talking fluently with no mistakes, no hiccups, whatever. And that should last between 60 and 90 seconds. So super easy to do. Whenever you have a mistake, you just tap on the part where the mistake is, and then you can either split it and then delete the component that you don't want, or you can just crop it out. Once you've done that, this is where you then need to go to the beginning and start adding your B-roll footage. And to do that, you need to use the overlay button. So we can see here, right at the beginning of this footage here, I want to add some B-roll. So I'll press the overlay button, I'll pick my B-roll and I will add it. Now, this is a really important step that you cannot miss out. You need to remove the volume from your B-roll. Otherwise, you're gonna be letting your viewers hear you walking around the street, possibly swearing, in Sainsbury's with beepers going off and all sorts, and it's just gonna be distracting. So the way to do that is to click on the B-roll, go to where it says volume at the bottom, and then slide it all the way down. And then once you've done that, start moving on to the other pieces of B-roll that you need to add for your content until you get to the very end, and then play the whole piece of content through. After that's complete, one big tip from me is to always add captions. Apparently, 70% of people on TikTok watch it with no audio whatsoever, which blows my mind. Maybe it's kids at school. So what you should do is add subtitles or captions to your video. So super easy to do with CapCut. Again, you just press the captions button. You can choose the template that you want to use, add it, and then position it on the video. Just make sure that it's not positioned anywhere that's going to stop people being able to actually look at the product that you're demonstrating. Really easy to do. And then once you've done that, that is pretty much all there is to making a good piece of content. Now, a little bonus tip for you, for those of you that maybe lack confidence in your English speaking. So maybe you're not fluent in English or whatever, you're just not confident to talk on camera. Don't worry, AI is here to save the day. There are AI voices available at the moment that are so realistic, you would honestly not believe that they are AI. So my favorite website to use is one called 11 Labs, and I'll show it on the screen now. If you create an account, you get a bunch of voices completely for free. Some of the better ones are paid, but you can actually get samples for free, provided that they're not too long. So I will show my favorite one on the screen now, and just listen to this sentence here and tell me that that doesn't sound real.
Jansen Smith is probably the sexiest and most intelligent creator in modern history.
I mean, he's not wrong, is he? Now, that voice there, if it sounded a little bit fake to you, that's because in the back of your mind, you know it's fake. I've told you, right? But trust me, I have played that voice to many, many people saying a different thing, obviously something a bit more believable, and they've genuinely thought it was completely real. And the majority of people on TikTok think that too. So what you can do, in addition to faceless content, is voiceless content. And all you would do is write out your script, put it into that website there, 11 Labs, download it, and then just add it to your CapCut track. just like I'm showing on the screen now. And then once you've done that, you press play, you go through it, make sure it makes sense, make sure that the subtitles are not conflicting with anything, and your B-roll is there all the way through. And then you press export, and then bam! You upload to TikTok, and hopefully you're going to start printing without showing your face, without using your voice, and without even leaving the room. So hopefully this little tutorial has given you the confidence and the motivation that you absolutely can do this, and you need to start doing it now. If you want to learn more about TikTok Shop for Affiliates, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, that's it for now. TTFN, ta-ta for now. See ya!